Okay. I should be actually audible now. You should be able to actually hear me. So, brief recap. I think Unreal was a better game than Half-Life. That's my opinion. But I want to talk about why that is, and I want to compare the two games because I think that they both do a lot of things similarly, but I think Unreal does those things better. And I do not think I'm crazy for thinking this, so we're just gonna try to prove it.
A hot spot in the radiation lake has been detected in areas C and D. All participants remain in yourselves. All participants remain in yourselves. Security team detected. A crop spot in the radiation lake has been detected in areas C and D.
Okay. I think, Yep, everything was fine up until I got switched to the game. So now we're here. I got the audio working. So like, Unreal and Half-Life do a bunch of things similarly. One of those is that for the first level is more about setting the stage and setting the environment up than fighting enemies or anything like that. And in Half-Life, this is done obviously through the train, the famous tram section, where you get to ride a train and stand in a train and look out the windows of a train and do nothing. And then you get off the train and you like walk through the facility and go to the break room and get your suit. And then you go through a couple of security doors and an elevator and you talk to some scientists, and then you get into the test chamber and you do the experiment and everything goes crazy, and then you get to start the game. It's a pretty long sequence, and to be perfectly honest, while I think it is cool and I think it does a good job of setting up that game, I also think that it takes way too long on subsequent playthroughs. When I've tried to play through it again, I get a little tired of how long that section goes on for. This is a personal preference thing, obviously. On the other hand, Unreal does something similar, but it gives you a lot more control, and it allows you to actually do some things and even pick up some useful items during its no combat intro sequence. So instead, you wake up on a prison ship as a prisoner. You're a prisoner, and this ship has crashed and everything's gone haywire.
9, escaping.
Okay, so it's similar. We got all the stuff blowing up, everything's gone shit. But we're at the beginning of the accident. We don't have to wait for it. We don't have to, we don't have to stand on a train for like 20 minutes. We go straight from the start, and you get the translator. This is pretty cool. This is something that was sort of new at the time, certainly. What the hell is going on? Oh, that was weird. Okay. Yeah, this was very strange, or very new at the time, is that you have this translator. And so you can find messages in the environment and read them. And so you've got like things like diary entries from the prisoners, or messages from the crew of the ship and the guards and everything, right? So what this allows the game to do is provide some lore about the environment and what's going on and everything. And it's sort of like proto audio logs, kind of. It serves a similar purpose. You'll notice that the resolution changes. When I alt tab out, it changed. Well, maybe not anymore. Maybe I fixed it. Anyway, it just allows you to get a little more flavor about the environment and what is going on with the crew, that the rest of the crew, that the rest of the crew on the... One moment. Why can I not see the chat? Just in case someone actually shows up. Ah, there we are. Okay. Okay, cool. So, yeah, you've got these they're almost audio logs. In the future, you would get the audio, like in System Shock 2, sort of, Bioshock, things like that. Anyway.
Security breaches detected.
So, you start moving through. It's falling apart. All of this was very cool in 1998. It still holds up visually, in my opinion. I think these are still incredibly good looking. This is still so good looking, considering it's from 1998. I mean, just the detail textures make it seem much more high fidelity than it actually is. But you move through, and one of the other things that Half-Life did that it was really lauded for was scripted events, these scripted sequences where the scientists would get pulled in the holes, or, you know, things like that. Well, Unreal did that too. So there aren't many of them, but they're there. And we'll see one in a second. The first thing we're going to see, the first enemy we see is going to run away from us. There and then gone. If you blinked, you missed it. I really want to make note of how good the sound design in this game is still. Like, the thrumming in the background and the hissing while you're in this thing, and all of the little environmental noises and the computer talking, and then the music hits, and the soundtrack in this game is fucking incredible. I basically learned how to make music in large part taking apart the Unreal soundtrack files, because they were just like mod format files that you could open in any sort of tracker program, and you could just like rip the samples out of them and play around with them. We're not going to be using the translator very much. There's some cool stuff you can get from it. It's there's not for the first long while. There's not anything particularly substantial. It's just like we don't know where we are and we don't know what to do. Is the essential vibe of it. So we're just gonna try to move forward because we gotta make progress if we're gonna get through that water temple. This was obviously, you know, nobody had done anything like this in 1998, and still, even today, like you'll get screen space reflections and things like that. But I always enjoyed this like duplicate the room reflection effect. I think it just has a really cool look to it. We can get this armor. I don't remember off the top of my head how to do that. I usually just skip it because it's not really necessary to get through the first part of the game. Actually, I think it's like you go back there and do something, but we're just gonna skip it. You don't really need it. We're gonna get plenty of armor and health. So come through here. Place is still going to shit. Oh, there's a health kit. And we move into the med lab entrance, right? I love the way that these environments look. Like, the art style in this game is just still incredible. It still looks fucking amazing. Like, obviously it's not... It doesn't reach the level of fidelity or realism that modern games would. Like, it's far below what you would expect for that, but it's... For the time, it was almost unprecedented, and for today, it still looks really good. It still looks really good. So, just get this going here so I can... Oh, turn that down. So I can actually, keep that open there. Yep, okay. So we moved through the med lab, and is there anything up here? I don't remember. No, okay. Then we come into this door, and this door is, I remember as a kid being so blown away by this. And it's, you know, today it's not super impressive, except that I think that the whoever did the voices for these characters that we're about to not meet when they die did an amazing job, because they sound terrified and they sound like they're being torn apart. This was... So, Half-Life had scripted sequences. Well, guess what? So did Unreal. It's just incredible. At the end there, you can hear the Scar. I think it's pronounced Scar. Retracting his blades, like just the little details. It's amazing. You get your gun, your first gun. This is actually it surprisingly useful weapon. You would think that it's like the projectiles don't move very fast. It's super high firing rate. You get a charge on it. You gotta be careful using it because it will go off automatically at the tip of the charge. So you can't just charge it and then let it out when you want to. It's gonna go on its own. Moving through, you know, this is all of the atmospheric sound effects still going on. The music. I am now full health. See, we didn't need that armor after all. I thought that was really cool too. Like, it's not a big deal now, there are plenty of games that do sort of things like that, but at the time, oh my god, that was really cool. So another thing that Half-Life was praised for was that one level naturally flows into the next. Half-Life does it a little more elegantly in the sense that it preserves your rotation and position as you move through a space, so that when it loads in the next level, the loading screen is brief and then it appears as though nothing has loaded in. It just like you're in the same place with the same rotation. Unreal doesn't do that. You have a fixed position that you come into the next level on, but it still allows it to have a continuous through line of the progression of the level. So you start, it feels like a continuous journey through this space. And as a result, it allows them to do some really, really cool things with the environment that I don't think I've seen in really very many other games, especially at the time. I can't think, there's one cool thing that I'm going to point out that I don't think I've ever seen any game from that time period do except this. Obviously, if you've played this before, you know what's coming. We've come out of the ship, right? We've dropped through here. We're at the bottom of the ship. We've got a punched out hole here that we can exit through with some blood and gore, and then you come out into this. And when this happened in 1998, oh my god, look at that skybox with the clouds and the flying enemies. That is incredible. That is incredible for that time period, and it still looks good. When I say that it looks good, it's never going to be. You're never going to get the poly counts. You're not going to get the shaders. You're not going to get all of the advanced graphical features that we usually associate with things nowadays. But from a purely the art style and the way that things are put together and the general vibe that's created as a result of it, it's very, very good. So obviously, if you've played this before, you know we gotta come over here and get the pistol. We gotta come over here and get the real first weapon, which is the auto mag. Every weapon has an alt fire. The alt fire for this one, you've got this is kind of a dumb detail because this isn't how guns work, but you've got the regular fire, and then you've got Speedy Gangster. Obviously the point is for it to look cool, but this gun also has a reload. But you can't manually trigger it. It just happens at the end of a clip. But you can hear the clicking sound as the clip is coming to an end. And that'll signal to you that you're about to reload. It's not as you can't, like, in some sense I would like to be able to control that myself. In 1998, that wasn't a thing that was really done anyway. The fact that it reloads at all, it was sort of novel at the time. But this music, I mean, everything about this creates such an incredible atmosphere. Now I know Half-Life does the same thing. Half-Life has an incredible atmosphere. That's true. I don't think Half-Life looks as good as this. I think that it would be hard to argue that it does. I don't think anybody would try to make that claim. But what kind of environments do you get in Half-Life? You get office spaces and labs and workshops and outside areas in sort of a desert environment with the skybox is in the cliffside part. That skybox is god awful. That is an affront to skyboxes, but there is some style and there is some it creates an atmosphere and a mood, yes. But I find that the environments are all generally pretty similar in Half-Life. There isn't that much variation in terms of the types of places that you'll be. It's usually still, industrial areas and office areas and science lab areas, and that's most of what you get. I like, in Unreal, go through a wide variety of types of places through your journey. And the way that the progression of those places works is it creates a mood not just through the environments that you're presently in, but through the way that the progression of those environments plays out. So that, and you'll see what I mean when I point it out, but Half-Life doesn't really, like, is more concerned with creating a very specific gameplay setups that interact with their, like, storytelling apparatus that they've got going on. And it's true that Half-Life has a lot of unique gameplay stuff that Unreal doesn't. Like, you're not going to get trains that you can control, that you can set the speed of. You're not going to get things like the bomb section where you control the little crosshair on the map to drop a bomb in the right location. Now, personally, I always hated that part, and I absolutely hated on a rail where you have to shoot signs to change the direction the train goes. I don't really like that part. There are a lot of things about there is a lot of variation in the gameplay of Half-Life. Unfortunately, a lot of that variation isn't polished or thought through enough to, I think, still hold up. I think that if you're playing through Half-Life now, a lot of that stuff is going to feel kind of irritating and kind of old and dated. Now, granted, Unreal is a first-person shooter. That is what it does. It does not have... It has what I guess you could call puzzles, but nothing anywhere near the complexity of the stuff you see in Half-Life. On the other hand, the moment-to-moment gameplay I find to be much, much more enjoyable for a variety of reasons that I'll point out as we continue, because we still haven't even gotten to it yet. Now you might say to yourself, I really like the HEV system. And one of the things I liked about it is the way that you could plug in to these things on the wall to recharge your health and armor, and they were around and they had a limited recharge capability. Well, Unreal had something similar, and that's the Nolly Healing Fruit. This one is fully grown, but throughout the game you get seeds, and you can throw those seeds out and plant them, and then the plant will start to grow, and if you wait until it is fully grown, you will get more health than if you pick it up when it is not fully grown. I think that's really cool. I don't think it's as intuitive as the stuff in Half-Life with the recharge stations, but I do like it. It's an interesting way of allowing you to carry with you like breakable health packs. It's almost like how in Half-Life you get the souls that you can crush. So when you die, you keep those and you can sort of bank them. That's kind of how it works in this, except that obviously the loop for death and rebirth is a bit different. I'm going to periodically save from this point forward. I don't need that fruit right now. So we're about to hit the first encounter, and just like with the rest of the game so far, it is very stylish and very impressive for the time. Kicked out to the wall, and then the music shoots. This game definitely has the soundtrack there. So one thing you might have noticed is that you have a dodge. If you double tap a direction, you'll dodge in that direction. I don't remember whether or not that was in the original release of Unreal. I think it might have been something that was added in Unreal Tournament. And then subsequently made its way into the gold release of Unreal. But it's very useful against these guys who fire those rockets primarily when you're at a distance. It makes it easier to dodge those rockets. Now there are a couple of ways we can go here. We can go the way that leads to a bunch of secrets and help and stuff. I'm not going to go that way. I want to get through the water temple, so we're just going to go the way that leads directly to the exit of this level. This level is pretty big and has a lot of winding paths and secret areas. But we're not going to see most of that. We're just going to kind of beeline for the end of the level. So we've got also these ceiling turrets. Now, one of the other things that I like about this game that it fails on one occasion. The majority of the enemies, wow, this thing just got stuck. The majority of the enemies that you're fighting do not use hit scan weapons. Now, there's nothing wrong with hit scan weapons. If you can work it into your design in a cool way, that's great. For something like this, I think hit scan weapons go against sort of the flow of the gameplay, and there are some enemies that use them, and it definitely doesn't work as well. But these ceiling turrets that actually use projectiles so you can dodge them, I think that's a pretty cool way of doing like a turret enemy. Without it being just like a turret. You know, it sort of disguises itself as something else. We've also got these little rabbit things that, I mean, they're like non-aggressive wildlife, which, you know, was pretty innovative at the time as well. Like, a lot of this stuff this was the first place it was done. So we're done with that. This is the first real level. This is the mine. And, we're gonna have our first, real fight, and you're gonna see something that scared the pants off of me when I was a kid. One thing that I want to point out, well, you can't see it here because we're in the mine. When we came out of the ship, it was daytime. That's important, because something's going to happen later. I've played this level like 80 times. I know where all the enemies are. Like I said, there aren't really puzzles per se. This is about as close to a puzzle as we get. There are a couple of things like this. First of all, though, I want to point out how this looks with the lighting sort of shifting around and everything. Like, I think that is still very atmospheric. So we've got two buttons. We've got two energy conductor things. So obviously we're going to turn them off, right? Okay. And if you had taken the other path, you would reach a door that it has a shield, I believe, and you have to turn those off to gain access. Now, you might have also noticed that the music has dropped out completely. That seems like bad news, right? And then we are trapped, and we are losing our ability to see. I don't remember which side it is, so we're gonna just hope I got the right one. Yeah. Nope. And first, Scarring Gunner. Oh my god. Now these guys are fun to fight. Obviously, as you can see, we're in a confined space. He's just sort of running at me so that he can hit me with his melee back. These guys have pretty fun in that fight. They have a lot of little neat tricks that you don't see really anywhere else. The dodge thing is still impressive to me to this day. Now we got the kicked up music. I like this track. I like the little beats there. Oh! Another thing that is kind of cool is, whoa, what the hell? Apologies. What the fuck happened there? Okay, what is quick load? I don't remember what quick load is. Okay, there we go. Hit the gun. Not getting hurt as much this time. Yeah, that's much better. Got much better equipped now. I'm gonna mention the soundtrack a lot. It's still one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, for reasons I have explained. Very nostalgic for me. Okay, we already got that health, I guess. You can't beat me, I am precognition having at this fight. You will come to find that I am not the best at this game, but I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good, but I mean, we're playing on hard. I feel like the difficulty above hard is kind of a joke. So there are some people who enjoy it. I think it's just bad. I think it's poorly balanced, essentially. But whatever. We're on hard, and I'm sucking it away. Oh, right. One thing that's interesting is, and I don't know how much this actually matters. You can decide for yourself. By default, you have a female protagonist. Now, that's pretty common nowadays. Wasn't that common in 1998. That just wasn't something you really saw all the time. And for them to make that the default is an interesting choice. I don't know if they made that choice out of, like, some social consciousness or if they just thought it was that was the most interesting character to be the player. You can change it. You can go to player setup and be whoever, you know, change it around to whoever. You've got a bunch of options, but we're about to meet the friendlies. So in Half-Life, you've got the scientists who are more or less door keys in a certain sense. You meet them and they help you open doors or perform other tasks, and then they're useless. And you have the guards who will follow you around and attack enemies. And there is only one type of friendly NPC, and that is the Na'vi. The Na'vi are the native species of this planet. The Scar have come from the heavens and have conquered and enslaved them. And your interactions with them are really interesting. If you approach them, oftentimes they will tell you sort of motion for you to come with them. And they usually lead you to some kind of useful secret. But sometimes, on your way to that, you'll find an enemy, and the enemies will attack the Na'vi. They will try to kill them. And they can do that. So if you want the secret, you have to kill the enemy that's attacking the Na'vi so that you can then get the secret. And sometimes they don't even do motion for you to come over. You just come into a room, there's an enemy, there's an Na'vi, obviously you know what's going on, you kill the enemy, and then the Na'vi leads you to a secret out of thanks. But if during one of these combat encounters you should happen to accidentally hit the Na'vi with a projectile, they will just cower in fear and be afraid of you, and you lose the opportunity to get that secret. So, we're about to meet the first one. Charge. The main reason that this first weapon is worth anything is that you can get upgrade things for it. I think there was one in the ship or the first level that I missed, but we're not actually going to use it that much, so I don't care. Because I know where to get a bunch of ammo most of the time. So here's our first friendly encounter. It's like, come with me. And then, so you follow him, right? What does he lead you to? See, we got killed. I didn't successfully prevent it. We will hit quick load a couple of them. I'm not, perfect. I know where the enemy, a lot of the enemy placements are, and generally how I occasionally stop. The curse of the dodge thing is that if you accidentally do it, you can throw yourself into lava. Oh yeah, there's also health over here. Yep. Oh, no, that's not a bandit. Okay. But I got some bullets. Ah, there we go. I'm gonna get ahead of this guy, or try to. Oh, fuck. Come on. That jump forward stab move is pretty fucking cool. They can get some distance on that. So as you can see, he has led me to this secret, which is just one of the better weapons in the early part of the game. This thing, it fires crystal shards every time they fire, and then as its secondary fire, it shotgun spread blasts them. One thing that I really like about this game is that it has really unique weapons that are different from just about everything else around at the time. Half-Life has basically the basic weapons you would expect from that sort of game. Plus, a couple of alien and power scientist weapons, and the iconic crowbar. The crowbar, of course, you have to remember, but none of those are anywhere near as interesting as any of the weapons in this game. I don't think anyway. I think that I love the weapons in this game. I think the flak cannon is one of the most, it's one of the smartest weapon designs I've ever seen. This guy, so we're gonna fight a guy, and ordinarily with this weapon in this arena, he likes to dodge a lot, so maybe we'll get to see that. Yep, see? Dodging out of the way. It's technically cheating. You pull the trigger and he knows instantly to dodge. You can hit him if he decides to dodge, he dodges. Like, every once in a while you'll graze him with a projectile, but there's no him failing to dodge. Because it cheats. It happens instantaneously, but it's still cool to see. I can't think of really any other games that did something like that. Even to this day, you don't see things like that very often. And as you can see, like, they are reasonably intelligent. If I'm right, I don't know that I'm right, but I think that because this game has player-controlled opponents for multiplayer, and I think that the main Scar use a lot of the same AI routines as those bots, because in some ways they do behave like multiplayer opponents in their movement, but they have a different set of attacks and dodges, obviously, as you have seen. So we're gonna get to one of the harder parts of this level. Oh, well, partly because I'm fucking myself up. But partly because there are some difficult, more difficult mechanics at this part. Like with combinations of enemies that are more difficult to get around. Nope. I don't remember where all the health is. Well. Oh well. I guess we're stuck with 30 for the time being. So like I said, not really puzzles. This thing opens the gates on this, and then you hit the button. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with things like that sort of like break up the pacing just for a second and give you something else to do than shoot things, even if they are as trivial as that. The pacing in this game, I'm gonna be honest, I think that the pacing is probably one of the bigger problems with this game, because there are long sections of it that are kind of a slog. Some of the sections towards the end, the Sun Spire, which if I continue this as like a series of playthroughs, because right now I'm just trying to get through the Water Temple, but the Sun Spire, oh my god, that level fucks with my head every time, and I don't think it's a good level. And then there's an encounter that's basically a death pit that just continually dumps enemies on you that I kind of hate. There are some other things like that, and then there are some sections where it's just like, you're giving me nothing to do. So I'd rather hit 4 buttons around a post than some of the sections where you have nothing to do. Fortunately, most of the game isn't like that. Ah, fuck. I'm not aiming well. See, this is, I think, phenomenal AI for the time. The way we can dance around this post, he just seems to sort of know how to try to trick me around to the other side, or I don't know if that's actually what's going on, but it feels very intelligent. Like, this is an enemy that feels like an intelligence in a lot of ways. I don't know how much of that is, tricks like that dodging thing. where we came in. Where'd it go? Fuck. I was just hoping to find some help. I wish I had some Nolly healing food. Or a seed. Which I could plant in the stone or the metal for some fucking reason. I mean, they didn't really, they didn't, like, make it only plantable on soil. Which, you know, nothing about this is realistic anyway. I might at some point make a snarky comment about that there are 2 enemies in Half-Life that your primary engagement with them is to hide behind a wall. I acknowledge that these turret enemies are a little bit like that, but they're nowhere near as like bad as like the Hound Eyes and Vortigaunts, where they charge their attack, you get behind a wall because you know it's coming, you hear it go off, you get out from behind the wall and you kill the enemy. I don't think that that's a particularly satisfying loop. I don't think that that makes for very good encounters. And what really baffles me about it is that there are 2 enemies like that. Like 2 enemies that essentially create that same thing. Do that same thing. Yep, now we got the health and we got the shield belt. You can see up in the upper left corner. So we're set. We can take some hits now. Right. I think we're good. We go this way. Yep. I also really like that effect on the crystals. Like, it makes no sense, but it's just cool to look at. This level has like 3 different songs, and then it dynamically switches between them depending on where you are or what's going on. Which also is very, very new to the time. Half-Life didn't do that. Half-Life had like 3 songs. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but it didn't have much music. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't remember Half-Life hardly any music at all. Fuck it. I think that dodging a projectile behind a wall is different from hiding behind a wall to wait for an attack to go off. Jesus, my aim is all over the place today. Ah, yes, another one. I gotta take care of this real quick. Don't kill it! Don't kill it! Kill me instead. Damn, I gotta go back a bit. I should have quick saved. This way. Gee, that's... I have my A key keeps getting stuck for some reason, or the control keeps getting stuck. It keeps drifting to the left every once in a while. I don't know. It might be my keyword. We'll deal with it. Oh, right. Now you might say that these enemies are bullet spongy. Yeah, so were Quakes. When you're dealing with new technology like this, and you can only fit a certain number of enemies on screen at once, you kind of have to do something to increase the length of the encounter. Because if I could kill that thing in 5 hits, like that, it just shortens up a lot of stuff and makes a lot of the encounters less interesting. So, I don't care that they're bullet sponges. I think the idea that sort of bullet spongy enemies are always bad is not a true thing. I think that there are instances or gameplay setups where you want those things like that. So you gotta break that box. Like I said, we're not gonna use the translator much, but if you translate those screens, it tells you that that platform has to be empty for this thing to work, so you break the box, and then you do this. And then you turn around and try to shoot this guy before the elevator arrives. But again, he's not gonna give me the opportunity. Okay. There we go. Oh, he took out that fucking turret thing already. Oh, no, never mind. It just hadn't patched. Sometimes they will fight. If that turret thing accidentally hits them, they'll kill it.
No one did.
Oh shit. Okay, let's try to actually save this guy. Can't die. Put on a cloak like that, can you, fucker? Yeah, get your shit. Okay. Yep, lead me to your to my reward. Yes. Assault vest. So yeah, that's one of the cool things about these guys is just there are several ways to interact with them that are interesting. Like if I had accidentally hit him during that sequence, he wouldn't help me. He would never help me. He would just cower. You know what? I hate to do this. Hate to do this, buddy. Oh wait, no, he's gonna do the meditation teleport. He's about to go bye-bye. Right? Or is he not doing that? Usually when they meditate like that, they disappear. I guess he's not gonna do it. So I'm gonna demonstrate. Sorry, friend. Yeah, see, now he's terrified of me. So he's not gonna help me out. But I already got his stuff. And I saved his life. So he can deal with the one crystal I put it in. See, there they go, fighting again. Obviously, that's a thing that's been around since Doom. Yeah, I always like that. I like it when monsters can fight each other. Come on! Oh, did you? Ring out! You fucker! Back it like. Fuck. Did I get him? Yeah, fuck you. I didn't have to do that either. Oh, okay. So, this is kind of a cheap trick. if you step on the wrong boards, they fall, and you fall in the lava, and there's no way to tell beforehand which one's going to. So it's not great. I found someone to tell you which ones you can walk on and which ones you shouldn't. God damn! So you cannot get an angle in this guy. Yep, see, just like that, I just plowed right into that. Damn it, I want to get those crystals. Just barely made it. Okay. Fuck you. Why did I dodge into the fucking lava? Whatever. You can't kill me if I'm over here. I am not going to be able to save this guy. With those barrels there, he's just going to die. Usually those barrels explode and he doesn't get to help you. So maybe I'll get lucky and actually I can help me this time. That's what I thought. Yes, I probably could have approached differently to get him to fire those things in a different position, but it is what it is. Through here. Yep. Oh, the point I was thinking earlier about hit scans. The vast majority of the enemies in this game you have an opportunity to dodge almost every attack that comes out in this game. And I think it's like either one or two enemies that do use hit scan weapons. It kind of sucks because you can't dodge there. So if your health is low, I don't remember how to get to that. If your health is low, you're fucked. Because they will just open up on you and kill you without any ability to do anything about it. This version of this is not enough. You might notice that it has recharging ammo as well. Because it's the weapon you use when you don't have anything else. I gotta find a few upgrades. Just in case I keep running out of ammo. Like, it's not exactly scarce, but there are times. Come on. Now I'm down to zero. Oh, is there anything in here? Can I not even destroy it? Come on. Give me something. There we go. Fuck my aim. Fuck. Oh, come on. Wow. Bad right now. Right there. With 10 health remaining. Oh, see, that would have been helpful. I don't know why it wasn't fucking breaking before. Oh, fuck. That guy has nowhere to dodge. Oh, man, we're all the way back here? Not too far, I guess. Nope. Yeah, it's not that far. I'll just kite these guys into this room. Take care of them there. Fuck. I'm trying to get different areas where they can't dodge as well. Yes. position. I did not have enough crystals, man. Maybe I just won't deal with that guy. Come on. There we go. I think there's ammo around here. Oh, no, let's see. So... Right into his rocket. Come on. Do these, like, contain crystals? No. Sometimes they do. Okay, got the little secret thing here. There we go. That's what I want. Ah, come on. Come on. Maybe if I do an air dodge. Nope, there's no air dodge. Okay. There's gotta be. I think you just have to make this jump, but it's at a weird angle. Yeah, there we go. Go back over here. We now have the shield belt, at least, so our 13 health isn't quite as painful. Or the soul vest, rather. Here's another, like, weird pseudo-puzzle part. You gotta stay over... Whoa, not that far over. You gotta stay over to this side so that fan doesn't suck you into it. You got 3 buttons, right? And then, like, 3 sets of fans. Oh, see? Like that. That's not good. Which, it also means that you gotta be careful getting that health. It's hard to get it without getting fucked. Damn it, but I want it. Yeah. Fuck you! Get off of my ceiling! Yep, the fan's turned off now. And then also, let's see. Oh wait, no, right. The fans don't turn off. That just opens the end of the level. I don't know. For some reason I always expected to turn the fans off, and it doesn't. Just opens the level. Come on, stop. You're barely an enemy. Okay. Cool. So we come through here, and yep, end of that. Now that was a pretty nice. That was a nice, long level. Not super long, but pretty good. Pretty good sized levels in this game. And we've gone. So we began in the ship, right? Come out of the ship. It's daytime. Amazing alien planet environment, right? And so we've traveled from there through the mines. Now we're in the depths, which is sort of like the smelting plant. You'll see there are like equipment for smelting stuff. This one's pretty short. This one's just kind of a bridge between that level and the next, which is the if I remember correctly, the one after this is the outdoor area that leads to the water temple. I think the water temple is kind of like it. There's good parts of it, and then there are super annoying parts of it. We'll see, you know, as we go along. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, you freak. Now, so far, we haven't seen any of this like there's a lot related to this stuff, but nothing. Oh god, nothing like mind blowing. And you might be thinking, innovative. That's Half-Life. Like Half-Life did a lot more stuff. For the first time. Yes. Half-Life is a more innovative game. Half-Life is also a more influential game. I do not think Half-Life, from a gameplay perspective, is as good as this. I think it's significantly worse in a lot of ways. I think it makes you wait in parts for too long. I think it sort of... Oh, come on. These boxes you can sort of move around a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that one to work though. Oh well. I want that fucking mega health, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it. You can sort of push these little boxes around, and I kind of fucked up and can't get that one off of there now. Yeah, we're just gonna have to face it. Well, you know what? No, I'm not gonna go back. If I die, we'll try it again. Oh. Yeah, I missed it. Like I said, some of these areas still just look fantastic. Like the lighting in here. I really like it. I was not facing the right direction when I came out of that. Oh! Wow, now I have to save this. Okay. See how it's sort of positioned there? If I can knock off, fuck you. If I can knock it off, I can get up there and get that mega health. Ah, dodged into it, you fuck. Yeah! Fuck yeah. 161. Oh right, we gotta activate download it. Like I said, I am going to save blocks now, because I don't want to keep losing progress. Enter the water temple. The water temple's long level. Thought I wasn't gonna get that hit there. No. Come on. Over here. Okay, try to get him to stand like rails, but oh well. I've always, even today, I like this fog effect. I think it looks very cool. Creates a very nice atmosphere. Wow, so probably should have had. Well, I don't know. I can't always predict when I should have an epilepsy warning. If you're photosensitive, you're probably used to being careful about how you do streams, so hopefully, yeah. Not that I have anyone watching me right now, I'm sort of streaming into the void. Ooh, I'll try to change that. Okay, I'm gonna get the ASM D8 in this level, I think. If not, then definitely get it at the water. It might be a secret. I don't remember where I did it. Oh, man. Ain't better. It's been a long day, I had to work and... I'm gonna blame my inability properly on my job. I could be reading all these translated messages, but I just want to get to them. Put after the water temple. Oh man. I lost. Oh, right. I've got the super health. Just gonna go ahead and, well, no, let's pop this guy because it's easy. I don't. I would run the translator. It takes too long. And it doesn't really provide you like any interesting lore. The water temple does, though. The water temple has lots of interesting lore. Oh, right. There's no need to do that. Still mega helped up. Strobing pattern. Damn, it looked like he was coming after me for a second. F5 changes the HUD around. And I keep thinking it's preset. Oh well. these little cat and mouse positioning games with those guys. I think that's part of the multiplayer AI, is that they're, trying to stay behind cover. As I said, long day. I am not in the mood for your bullshit. I need to get through the water temple, for fuck's sake. I have a point to make. Let it never be said that I won't go out of my way to prove a really dumb point. I don't know what to say about this level. It's fine. It's confusing the first time you go through it, because you have to hit so many buttons and switches and stuff. It's not always clear what they're doing. Oh, so close. I guess I'm gonna try it again. I want that belt. Yeah. Oh, right. This one. Right? There should be... See, this is what I mean. It's a little confusing, the first time through. Or, in my case, like the 25th time through. Oh, that's what the translator's for. Should be a message. Oh, no. Not for there. So, wait. I'm a little confused. I don't remember where exactly I'm supposed to go. That's okay, we'll figure it out. Some of these levels I kind of get lost on every time. The water temple, I might get a little bit lost. Sunspire is the worst. Sunspire is the easiest place to get lost in the fucking game. Oh man, I don't remember what the process is here. Hit that, it opens up something somewhere. So I guess I'll just go back until I find it. Probably shouldn't usually be this difficult. Ordinarily I just, go. I don't remember right this second. Like I said, I'm fucking tired. Yeah, this must be correct. Yeah, no, that's coming out of that area. Huh. Which fucking door did that open? Oh, right. I'm thinking. Again, we have the music, Fade to Nothing. I always like when it does that. It's very atmospheric. Let the sound play. Okay, so now we come out. It's a little later in the day. The sky is a little darker. It's just a little bit later. Okay? So, this is the exterior of the entrance to the water temple, obviously. One thing that was cool about Unreal Engine, I pointed out a second, right? blast this guy hard. Come on. Man, I wish I had the flag already. It's a way better shotgun. This fucking crystal red massive spread fucking thing. Come on, fuck! See, they know how to, like, they have some basic ability to, like, understand that if you're rushing towards them, they need backup, so they're harder to hit, things like that. It's definitely very, very good at Okay, I think there's a healing fruit around here somewhere. If there's not, I'll just, well, okay, we'll just go ahead. I hope I don't get killed by the shark thing. I like the sound reverberates different when you're in the water. A lot of this stuff had never been done before. That was one thing I think that no other game had done up to that point that I can remember. Like a lot of the sound stuff and the graphics stuff in this are, you know, it's unreal. It's always been kind of cutting edge. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Because it's a universal translator, since the universal translator can translate the Mali language too, apparently. Only the purest of heart may pay homage to the god of the good lord, the good lord Chisra. You'll hear that name mentioned quite a bit as we go about translating stuff in there. This is where it starts to become important. I don't remember exactly which one of these it is. There's something about you can't enter unless you bathe in this pool. So you have to fill it, but then you also have to jump into it to unlock the entrance to the water temple. This is where we're about to go. You're almost there. And we are now in the water temple. I like some things about this level. I dislike some other things. It introduces one of the more annoying enemies, but it also introduces one of the better weapons. It has some sections that are really cool and interesting, and sort of allow you to do different things than just run and shoot, but it also has areas that are just like jumping for jumping's sake, in a sense. And I'll tell you about the fucking hell elevator when we get to it. Since we're comparing this to Half-Life, like, obviously Half-Life in its presentation does something that is in many ways quite a bit more impressive than this. So if what you're looking to get out, if your metric for which of the two is the better game is which of the two introduced the most new stuff to the genre, you have to say it's Half-Life, because that's absolutely objectively the case. However, if you're looking at them from the perspective of which is more enjoyable to play, now this is subjective, obviously, but I think that Half-Life has aged poorly in many ways. I think that the graphics, of course, but also some of the combat stuff, like the Marine AI was incredible at the time. Not as much now. I find they tend to like shoot from static positions more than I remembered they did. A lot of it seems to just be like There's this one section that, and here's the thing about Half-Life, I don't remember where it is, but there's like a bunker or something that you've got them shooting out at you, and then there's like passages off to the sides, and that's not a fun encounter, because you just get shot at. But anyway, my point is that, like, I don't think that Half-Life's a bad game, obviously. I think Half-Life is an incredible game. I just think that in 1998, Unreal came out about 6 months before Half-Life. And that was very bad timing. And I don't think it gets the credit it deserves. Everybody has seen someone talk about how Half-Life was the first to introduce, like, the smooth transition from one level to another, as though they are a continuing space. No, Unreal clearly did it first. I mean, they were the first to make that happen. Now, you could say Half-Life did it better, and I would agree with that. Okay. This is kind of cool. You've got this plank here. You gotta break the chains. Then it floats up, and you can hit that thing up there. Oh, man, I'm tired. Yeah, jump down, you fuck. Damn it. Hard to get an angle on him. He's trying to jump out too. Damn, I do not have health now. Health or no health, I need to put some. Actually, you know what? Just in case. Because it seems like there's a possibility that I'll fuck myself by quick saving. Yeah, flop around. Look. Yes, I will follow. As soon as I get these crystals. Oh, that's a clip, never mind.
No one did.
Is he gonna do the disappear? Is he gonna do the teleport? Or is he gonna make a liar out of me again? Ah, whatever, we gotta get going. I just want to get through this, and there's a cool thing that happens. Okay. This is sort of like a railgun. It's kind of a fun weapon. You've got two attacks. You've got your railgun, which is just sort of a railgun blast. Then you've got a projectile that explodes. But what if you shoot the projectile with the railgun blast? Oh, now that's a big boom. So it's got a depth to the usage of this thing that makes it interesting. Do a pretty good job of clearing the hit happen. You have to be far enough away to make it to overcome the delay between firing the the beam. Oh my god! Oh. Yeah, see, some of this stuff, like, you have to find that stone there to push it, and it doesn't explain that. That's kind of messed up. You'll probably just accidentally bump it while you're, fucking around in here, so it's probably not that big of a deal, but... We're about to meet one of the more annoying enemies. translator messages start kind of giving lore. The Nali water god Chizra has, and his holy temple has been overrun by the water serpents and the demons who came from the stars. Only the Messiah can purify the temple now. They call them the demons from the stars pretty regularly. That's like their term for them, as you can see. I can't believe that actually killed me. I don't think I've ever gotten killed by that. I should fucking not get hit by this. Damn it. Oh well. Here, fuck it. There we go. Yes. These fucking mosquito enemies with a passion. They suck so much. So he guided me to this button. Sometimes they just sort of do things. In this case, that button, as you can see. Oh fuck! I am so sorry, friend. Oh man, I just fucking well, we got a second chance. Oh my god. Oh. I cannot stop yawning. I'm gonna need to go make some coffee. So, we will return momentarily.